Vanderpump Rules star Tom Sandoval, who was widely hated for his cheating scandal, known as Scandoval, is now back in the news for another terrible thing that he's done. It seems like he loves to grab attention by doing and saying bad things. Now, he decided to compare the fallout of his scandal to that of the George Floyd murder and OJ Simpson acquittal. Like this guy, the thing to know about this guy is he's the most narcissistic character in Vanderpump Rules. He just is. And you can tell he's like a deeply insecure person who really wants to be cool. And he comes across that way. He really grinds my gears. Now, first, a bit of background because you probably don't know about him. I don't blame you for not knowing about him. Vanderpump Rules is my guilty pleasure to decompress after a day of researching, producing, and hosting stories about torturous things. But the story exploded last year when he had cheated on his longtime girlfriend and Vanderpump Rules co-star Adriana Maddox with a fellow castmate by the name of Raquel Leviss. Now, Tom and Ariana had been dating for 9 years. They were living together. They bought a home together. And Raquel and Ariana were actually close friends. But it was discovered that Tom and Raquel had been seeing each other secretly and they were having an affair for months. That was revealed during last season of Vanderpump Rules. And it was definitely huge news for those of us who like to indulge in the show. Don't judge us, okay? We all have our guilty pleasures. Now that lands us back to where we are today, okay? Because the New York Times, their magazine, had a profile piece on Sandoval, which was actually surprising. I did not expect that, but I appreciated it. He was asked why he thought the scandal got so big. And here's what he said. I'm not a pop culture historian, really. Okay, but I witnessed the OJ Simpson thing and George Floyd and all these big things, which is really weird to compare this to that, I think. But do you think in a weird way, it's a little bit the same?
We might have millions of people watching this show, but you can be the difference maker because we just need 1% of our audience to be paid members, and then this show can be around forever. So you can make that difference. Click join now.
No, I mean, I personally don't think it's a little bit the same at all. Yeah. But after hearing that response, the Times reporter, Irina Alexander, writes this. I think I knew what he meant. He was trying to express the oddity of becoming the symbolic center of a nationwide discussion and a major news story. What he communicated instead was something more honest, which is just how much the experience had made him lose perspective. Now, clearly his own publicity team freaked out after he said this because they knew that he shouldn't have said it and that it was gonna lead to even more backlash. So I'm gonna get to the panicky reaction of his publicist in just a moment. But so far, John Iadarola, have I lost you or are you still with me?
I mean, I was shocked to find out that that guy had cheated on that woman. You think that you know a person. You think that you know a person that you've never met and that everything you've ever seen from them has been carefully decided on before they do it in front of a camera and then edited to conform to a storyline. You think that you know a person. And I do get that that guy would be shocked at the fact that he could become the center of this national discussion after starring in a show, the goal of which is to make himself, a star and the focus of national discussion. That must have come as a massive surprise to him.
Big surprise, huge. Okay.
So wait, he is a pop culture historian though, right? That's what I got out of that.
The thing is, I've watched so much of the show that I can hear him saying it. Like I can hear him, his mannerisms, I see it. And it's just, he's so cringeworthy. And it's so crazy, John, because something that you should also know about this current season, like the new season started, is, in my opinion, Ariana is leaning into this scandal too much to make herself a victim. Like everyone was on her side. I think everyone is still on her side, but she's just like leaning into it too much and kind of being controlling with her friends. Like she won't be friends with her friends if they still talk to him, for instance, which I think is a little bit childish. And I'm starting to like get annoyed by her a little bit. Don't, if you guys love her, don't come for me. Actually, I'm talking to TYT. You guys don't even know who she is. But Now, after what he said, I'm just like, oh yeah, let's get him, Ariana. Let's get him. Okay. So he's not doing himself any favors. Now, let's get back to what the publicists are saying because they are freaking out. So his publicity team knew he had screwed up. Sometimes he says too much, Riley, a member of Sandoval's new publicity said. And the following day forgets what he says. Then she went upstairs to have a quick word with him. The next day, the Times reporter was supposed to attend the taping of one of Sandoval's confessional interviews for the show. I was about to get in my car when I received a text from his publicist, Riley's boss. He'd rather you not attend today, it read. He's not feeling the best. 2 days later, a Bravo publicist rang me late on a Friday. Some of what Sandoval had said had gotten back to Bravo and everyone was concerned. What was it that he had said about OJ Simpson and George Floyd exactly? Like that's what they were asking. And today, facing tons of backlash and clearly some panic over at Bravo, he issued an apology saying that my intentions behind the comments I made in New York Times Magazine were to explain the level of national media attention my affair received. The comparison was inappropriate and ignorant. I'm incredibly sorry and embarrassed. Look, even with that explanation, let's all remember what happened in the country after George Floyd was murdered. I mean, that led to months of mass protests. Like everyone in the country was aware of that story and of that situation. A lot of people are aware of Scandoval. Not even close to as many people feeling angry and fired up about what happened to George Floyd. So,
and that's weird. I think that should change. I think that people should understand that it's as important, I think. The whole thing is so utterly ridiculous. The thing that I love about this is, so it's good that he apologized or whatever. I don't know if he will learn from it. I do know him pretty well, but I'm not sure that he'll learn from this experience. But that it's in his statement, he throws up so many indications that he knows he shouldn't say it.
I know.
I'm not an expert, but there's this one guy and then another and then other stuff, I guess. And I probably shouldn't say this, but isn't it a little like that? Like you blow through all of those obstacles because you think it's a little like it? You couldn't have just let that one be for yourself in your own brain? Do you have to say everything that you think of? He seemed to know better, and yet he pushed through. It's a hallmark of a good reality TV star.
I'll end with this. I think that maybe subconsciously he goes for these types of statements and says these kinds of things, does these kinds of things because he might actually like the attention.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, the dude, everything he does seems to scream, pay attention to me. And so congratulations, Tom. You got the attention you wanted. Just be a little more sensitive in how you compare yourself to other pretty huge stories that deserve the national attention that they got.